Hello guys, so we are back with another round of the Rebellion tournament. This also is a best of one match, so whoever wins gets to move on and whoever loses ends up dropping out from the tournament. We'll have this and another one if we win another one best of one, and then starts the best of three matches. Good luck. So we are playing against Mark. I've been playing against him, but yeah, it was a while back, so I don't really remember his style or how good he is. But we'll find out. We'll find out. Yeah, so this is the third game. First one I played, I lost. The second one is uploaded to the channel. That one we won, and both of those games I played with the Imperials, and this time I get to play with the Rebels. Alright, so we start with the Rebel Assault objective, which is very good. It can be scored easily. Maybe not in the first few turns, but definitely in the later stages of the game. And looking at the objectives, we can see that we start with a loyalty on Botvo, Naboo, and Rylot. So no production that will not be stomped on by the forces of the Empire. Imperials start with a loyalty on Seleucami, Rhodia, and Magito, so they get some AT-ATs, but no Star Destroyer production from Corellia. Yeah, other than that, Celeste and Corellia is subjugated, so no Mustafar either. That's good. It's good for us. They will get a Star Destroyer production up likely. That like they will either play a loyalty on Corellia or they will step to Mon Calamari and get a loyalty there if we sabotage Corellia. So I don't think I can do much about them getting a Star Destroyer at the start. Yeah. I like to play with a bunch of rebels already on the map. That way we have an easier time scoring objectives early on, just being annoying and making the Imperials play a bit less effectively when it comes to moving or movement and the coverage of the map. So what I'm thinking is we might contest like this Endor, Solus, Corellia region, or another way to go here would be to contest Magito and this Tatooine Ilum Datomir region with our forces, because both of those keep us away from Imperial forces at the start. So these guys, they will likely move to Botvo and Naboo. These guys will cover Toydaria and Mon Calamari. These guys will try to react likely and move towards us wherever I place those troops and forces. So I'm tempted to try and be annoying around Sulust. The Mustafar loyalty, if we get one later on, will prove to be very useful. And so I think it's worth it to be around there. Okay, so we'll start from Cato. That means we have a good chance of scoring Threaten the Core if we draw it later on, and also we can easily move towards Sulust and then to Bespin and Mustafar, but if we want to divert, we can also move towards Alderaan, Mandalore, and so on and so forth. So I think Cato is good. It's also out of reach on the first turn from the Empire, so we are safe in that regards, and it makes them move to Mon Calamari and get the loyalty there, because if they do it in Corellia, we can attack there if we move last, and they can't react from Coruscant. So yeah, the base is likely going to be on Endor, I think, or Endor or Hot is what I'm thinking. Okay. So we got Leia's card and False Orders. I couldn't ask for better action cards to start with, and the Imperials have the option to recruit Motti right from the get-go. We'll see if they choose to do that. I tend to hold on to Leia's card and not play it on the first turn. I know a lot of players play it on the first turn. But I find that it's such a good card to hold on to, because later we can draw a card that scores us like the last 1 or 2 objective points that we really need, or let's say Imperials secure the plans, we can then draw Heist, which is like maybe the only card that would have us the option to attack the Death Star at that point. So it's just something that I value more in that regard than getting like an extra Mon Calamari. We could use it for that if we drew like some production cards. So yeah, Hot or Endor. I think we go with the less obvious one. Let's use Hot in case they get some like Planetary Conquest and they Planetary Conquest onto Endor, then that doesn't hit us as much as it would otherwise. Yeah, all right. So we got an Insight Rebellion. We are only going to play that when we want to score an objective. Other than that, yeah, we will be playing a Loyalty on Utapau. We will infiltrate with Dodonna. We will likely play a Sabotage with a Recon, and Leia stays back to either block or help Motma score the Loyalty objective, or to move the fleet that we have on the map. Okay. I'll close the window because I'm not sure how much the street noises can be heard from the recording. It's just really hot here, so no missions. That's interesting. Okay, so no missions. That means Leia can either help with the Loyalty or move the fleet. So I'm thinking, well, where do we sabotage? So with no Loyalty on the board, we don't have to be afraid of them getting Star Destroyers at all. So I think we just block an Assault Carrier location. That can be Toydaria or Ord Mantell. I would kinda like them to move to Ord Mantell. I wouldn't be against that. So let's block Toydaria. Okay. Because then if they move to Ord Mantell, then that fleet in Coruscant is moving to the opposite side compared to where the base is. Yeah, they will definitely cover Botvo, they will cover Naboo, like that's definitely happening. We will likely attack Sullust and do like a retreat of sorts from there to Bespin. Depends on what the objective cards are. We will look at them now. I don't think they oppose that. Yeah, let's see what objectives we have. So we can get cut supply lines. That's great. Or regional support. I find that kite supply lines it's a bit harder to score compared to regional, especially since we will likely go for the Mustafar Bespin loyalties anyway. So let's go get regional support. Okay. Yes, and so they kept Palpatine back in the deck, or in the not in the deck, like in the reserves, amongst the reserves. So what we'll do is just play Leia to Utapau, because they would likely block with with Palpatine if we just did the loyalty. Okay, so they are moving toward Mental. That's good. That's what we wanted. And then we get to go score the Autopau loyalty. Okay, they don't oppose that. They would have likely opposed that if we only sent Matma. Yeah. They are approaching us from Alderaan. So I don't think we'll have, like, if we get to draw Threaten the Core, I don't think we will score it. But maybe it's not in the objective pile. We'll see. So we have a chance to recruit either Jin or Medine. Medine is way better, both in the action card and in like the icons or the skill sets he has. Okay, and they get to have Piet. Okay, I'll go and build a U-wing and 2 vanguards and the Nebula and the Mon Calamari. So what we'll do is place the vanguard and the U-wing to the base. So in case we later draw raid outposts, we have some smaller units to go and raid them with something like Hidden Fleet. And yeah, and maybe the other vanguard could go and reinforce the fleet we already have on the board. Okay. So vanguard and U-wing to base. And we'll keep the other vanguard on the building hall for now. And they get to place, yeah, shield bunker and some ground units. Okay. So we now are in a place where we have to move, otherwise they will attack the fleet from Alderaan as the first move. So what we'll do is attack Sulust, and then play the transport card to instantly retreat, maybe leave a few troops, try to kill that trooper on Sulust, and then we retreat to Bespin. And yeah, I think they are hesitant to place the ATST to Sulust. It could do a large amount of damage to our troops if they did that, but in case we had Crippling Blow, then it would let us score Crippling Blow, which I would guess they won't like, so they don't know we don't have that objective, so I don't think they will place it to Sulust. Yeah, placing it to Corellia makes sense, because they really want to hold on to that, although they could attack from Alderaan and retake it. Yeah. Let's see what they do. Okay, ATST goes to Naboo. All right. So what we'll do now, okay, we drew Heist. That's very good. This is like a very unique card in terms of what it can do. Having Ambush is also great because let's think about where we could use it right now. I don't think I want to use it right now anywhere, but it's good to have it for later. So we are playing Loyalty with Motma, likely on Mustafa or Bespin, start working towards regional support. We are playing Infiltration with Dodona. Let's place a few more sabotages, that's always nice. Let's do that with Medine. And maybe a rapid mobilization to look at some probe cards, maybe. But then we don't have anyone to, because we also want someone to move with, so then we don't have Leia to block. Am I okay with letting the Imperials do missions? Yeah, I think it's fine to let them do missions for this turn. Okay. Yeah, right. so they will likely go get that loyalty now on Mon Calamari or Coruscant. Maybe play an R&D, yeah, something like that. Okay, so 2 missions, one with Tarkin, one with Palpatine. Yeah, so we have to move now, otherwise we get attacked from Alderaan. We bring every single unit we have there. And we'll play the transport card. Okay, yeah, we are canceling that and we retreat to Bespin. Now, how many units am I leaving? I'm debating between 2 and 3. 3 guarantees that we win this fight. Yeah, let's leave 3. Because I really want to clear that trooper from there. Yeah, right, so 1 hit. And 1 heal. Okay. We'll play the card that lets us take cover. They do the same. That's fine. And here's a direct hit. Okay. So the way it guarantees it, us winning, that is if we don't hit and they do hit. No, actually, even just 2 troopers would have guaranteed it because we canceled their discard before. Anyways, it's their turn to move. These 3 troopers will pose some resistance to their forces. So yeah, and they will have to split these forces from Naboo, partly to cover Utapau and the other part to likely follow us and go to Sulst. And someone asked to spectate the game, so I'll go and tell them what the password is. Okay. Yeah, so they went to Utapau. All right. So I don't think, yeah, we don't have to fear a capture card. Let's go and infiltrate somewhere like, let's infiltrate on Corellia to oppose the incoming loyalty in case they choose to do it there. So we have the Long War, I don't think we are taking that, and we have support of the Huts. Yeah, support of the Huts kinda is going against regional support if we wanna score regional support in like the Bespin Mustafar region, but I still would like to take that instead of Long War because like if you play Long War, that means you couldn't score 2 other objectives, so that's just sometimes it's worth it as like a last pinch effort, but usually you don't want to do that. Right, and they go cover Kato. It's fine. Yeah. I think we go sabotage Ord Mantell. So we cut down on the possible assault carriers they can produce. Okay. And then we can do the same on Utapau next turn. And then they are relying on Star Destroyers, which they don't produce at the moment. Oh, they are moving to Dagobah. That's interesting. Okay. I actually do like that because they only brought an ATST and the troopers, so next turn we can use ambush to get rid of all the ground troops on Dagobah so they can't really subjugate Mustafar. Yeah, let's do the... I'm sorry, the rapid mobilization. Oh shit, Imperial propaganda. Okay. So they get rid of the loyalties from Naboo and Utapau. Luckily our objectives, like, they are loyalty related, but they don't count like the number of loyalties we have, rather how many loyalties we control in certain regions. So we'll go and get a loyalty on Bespin. Yeah, that way we get to produce some speeders from there, and we can reinforce it with the vanguard from the build co, and we pass. And yeah, they did a loyalty on Utapau after they took it away. So they will be producing some Star Destroyers. So interestingly, we have Tatooine and Dantooine, and Utapau and Naboo. So Tatooine and Dantooine are good to know about. They don't know that we are not there. I don't think I will do rapid mobilization in the next few turns. Having Dantooine and Tatooine both at the bottom of the probe deck kind of suits me. I like that. Okay. We get another hidden fleet on the Daring Rescue, and under the radar or independent operation. Independent operation is an excellent action card, and Lando is also a great leader to have. Oh, they get Ozul. Okay, so they can move first if they have his action card that lets them do that. But we are luckily out of reach from Imperial hands or units with our fleet on Bespin. And now we will start drawing our phase 2 objectives, which is always, they can be scored a lot easier than the phase 1 objectives can be. So we could do ambush, but then we don't go last, but I still think it's worth it to do ambush. And just be annoying when it comes to movement with the Death Star. So let's do ambush here. Yeah, so they can still get to Mustafar, but they cannot subjugate it. Did they use any cards? No, they only used Imperial Propaganda other than the starting missions. So we don't know which deck they are using, the expansion deck or the base deck. We'll definitely be playing a loyalty mission. Let's do infiltration, likely a sabotage. What else? What else? Maybe play Leia this turn? Question mark? We could look for Leia's mission specifically. That would basically guarantee that we draw the Death Star plans next turn. So that would discourage them from moving with the Death Star towards our fleet. Yeah. That's something we could do. I'm not against that. Also, just knowing which objective cards will come up would help us, I think. Yeah, let's do that. Like, I know it's not a spectacular mission to grab, but at the same time, objectives win you the game. So, handling objectives to your favor is usually something worthy to do. Yeah, so I think we'll leave Lando back so that we can, if we want to, move with the fleet. Although I don't think we will, but still, I don't see... Yeah, I don't see any other good use for Lando right now, and we will likely play false orders this turn. Okay. Because we are heading into a turn with a production, so I would like to get rid of someone who could do some loyalty missions, because I don't like the idea of them taking either Mon Calamari or Corellia as a loyal planet. I might just deploy the Mon Calamari cruiser and the Nebulon to Bespin. That's an option we could go for, so that we can attack the Death Star from Bespin and not from the base. Yeah, I kind of like that idea. Or we can send someone back with R&D and play a sabotage on Utapau. That's also very good. Yeah. I would like to score regional aid, maybe this turn. Depends on whether we see an opening to get a loyalty somewhere where we can get units from, or if not, then I would like to just score the objective. Okay, so Vader is on a mission with also... Okay, so Vader can be loyalty-based, likely loyalty-based, or capture. I don't like either of those. I think it's to get loyalty and to immediately protect from sabotages as well, and I think also is on R&D. So let's false orders Vader back. Yeah. And then there are no captures going on. So we'll start with infiltration, I think, right? Or sabotage, maybe. Yeah, I think I'll do sabotage on Sulust. So, yeah, now that the ground troops from Dagobah have been removed with Medine, the logical step would be for them to consolidate over Sulust with the forces from Cato and Dagobah. Just checking on Ilum, that's fine. Okay. Alright, so I think we will infiltrate next on Silicami. They cannot block that because that would mean we get to have the Mon Calamari objective or production. So we are not going for Heart of the Empire, I don't think so, although only a trooper protecting it. But at the same time, we don't really have the units near it to do so. Neither any missions do let us do it, so I think we just go for seize control and bury Heart of the Empire. Okay. And so now we only have 4 phase 2 objectives on top of the objective deck, so we can do Leia's mission and basically order them and look at them. Okay. So let's play Stolen Plans. Okay. Alright, so we do have raid outposts. That's interesting. I don't like Rebel Cell. We have the Death Star plans and seize control. So I would like to bury Rebel Cell, I think. Yeah, that goes to the bottom. And seize control will be useful later, but not right now. So then we place seize control on top of that. And the question is, do we want to draw the Death Star plans now or next turn? I think we draw it next turn, and we draw raid outpost now and play Hidden Fleet with it. Okay. Yeah. So they are moving from Utapau towards Tatooine. We know that they don't know about Tatooine at the moment. That's good because they are moving away from Hot. Okay, and then we have a loyalty to play and also possibly a movement. So the way I see it, I don't think we can score any objective or any loyalty, gain any loyalty where we could produce and where they couldn't go to at the moment. So production is out of the question, really. It's not a problem, or it's not something we have to think about when it comes to where we gain the loyalty. I think I will move to Mustafar only with an X-Wing. So this way, yeah, so this way if they attack or move to Mustafar from Dagobah, we can destroy a bunch of TIE fighters from the escort they have there. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. I don't mind that. Actually, I prefer that this way. We can potentially destroy all 3 TIE fighters. That's nice. Now the problem is that... Oh, whoa, guy, idle first. Oh no, it's his... Sorry, yeah, my bad. Heroes first. So he managed to heal both TIE fighters. That's kind of bad. But we do get to score a critical, so there's that. And they played the reinforcements card, so they cannot protect the rest of the TIE fighters later. So, yeah. Yeah, so I think what we'll do is play Build Alliance on Mustafar. Yeah, try to do that. It's 4 versus 2. Yeah, that's good enough. So we can go and score regional support at the end of the turn. And there's also Scarred. Sure. So they draw 4 probe cards. Okay. And they have one last move. Yeah. Moving to Sulust, that's fine. I think we try to take down on ATST. Yeah. And potentially a trooper as well. So we are sort of in a pickle with the Death Star plans. Since they have also, they can move first as well, but what I can do is, I don't know, I'll think about it later. Okay. Let's hope for some better rolls. That's amazing. So we get to potentially destroy an ATST and a trooper. Oh, they saved the trooper. Okay. Oh, come on, man. Really? Okay. They retreat. Okay. Yeah, alright. It's actually a pretty good move. Yeah, it's a nice move. Although I would have left someone to finish off the rebel trooper. This way, Celeste is still blockaded. Yeah, alright. So we go score regional support. Okay. Let's get rid of the Daring Rescue and one of the copies of Hidden Fleet. Alright, and here is Raid Outposts. Okay. Maybe it was a mistake not to take the Death Star plans. It definitely was, I think, at this point. We can still play independent operation on Mustafar. That's something we can do. Ah yeah, it's resolved. Well, here is 1 in a million, so that's good. Actually, things are lining up. We just don't have the Death Star plans, but we can play Heist to draw it. So I think we'll pick Wedge. The problem is also, so yeah, also is an issue. So yeah, this next turn will be quite important. I think they will also use also to attack into Bespin. Yes. So I think yeah, that's the problem. Like if they use also before we could draw the Death Star plans with Heist, that would mean that that fleet is destroyed. Let's see who they picked. They picked Boba Fett. Okay. So I think we build a Y-wing, 2 more vanguards, and an airspeeder. Well, actually, with the Death Star so close, I would rather pick an X-wing. Yeah. Okay. Well, we can still retreat from Bespin if they use also to catch us there. So that's an option. I think we definitely place the Nebula onto the base with the X-wing. So we have the option to attack from the base to the Death Star, and we reinforce our fleet with the Mon Calamari and maybe with another Vanguard. And we hold on to the speeder and the last Vanguard we produced. Alright, seems good. Yeah, so they are reinforcing the ground presence there, but that's fine. We can use Lando to move those away. It's kind of a bummer that we cannot play Heist to pick up one of these outpost tokens. And they have both on Dagobah and on Ilum some units, so we cannot use Hidden Fleet to get those. Alright. So we are playing Heist, we are playing Build Alliance, we are playing Sabotage, likely. We don't have to play Infiltration. Yeah, let's play Independent Operations with Lando. So the problem they have is that, like, the closest system they have where they have like transport capacity is Geonosis, which is quite far and is heading in the other direction. Like Sulust is sabotaged and controlled by rebels. Maybe Cato and Corellia is another place they could place those units to, but that's also quite far away and they have no transports around there. So yeah, that's Lando is like a very good pick for that card, that action card alone. When it comes to loyalties, we may want to start working towards support of the Huts, but we may just wait until we can score 2 loyalties in the same turn, so they don't pick up on that fact that we are working towards scoring this objective. Otherwise, they can quite easily counter it and just take away a few loyalties from us every turn from the Nal Hatta region. So we're likely going to play Heist here and Build Alliance and Sabotage. Yeah, Geonosis makes sense, although it's just quite sad to see 5 ATSTs in one place under a single Star Destroyer. Okay. So maybe we could use Public Uprising, maybe. I'm not sure if we do that. Maybe we do that. Maybe we do. So, yeah. So So I think Medine will do heist. We are keeping Wedge in the leader pool to attack Death Star with. I think we prepare Public Uprising, but I'm not sure if we will play it. We could play it over Geonosis to try and destroy that Star Destroyer. Recon can be on Sabotage, so that synergizes well with the heist from Medine. We can do alliance with Leia, and then Dodonna and Wedge is left back on the leader pool, so Dodonna can retreat from Bespin if they use Ozol, and Wedge can still attack from Hot. Yeah, that tracks. Okay, let's see what they do. Let's see if they play Ozol. Now, if they oppose heist successfully, that means we are not going to have the Death Star plans this turn, but that also means that they lock the fleet over Mustafar, so we will just naturally draw into Death Star plans next turn. So that also is good enough. Like, we just have to delay for a turn. Yeah, I think getting raid outposts last turn instead of Death Star plans was a mistake, because like this also relays that we don't have Death Star plans because like the Imperials can see that we only have phase 1 objectives in our hand. So yeah. Another problem would be if they secure the plans. So we have to look out for anyone who can do that. Luckily they have no one leader who could do that. So like if they have 2 leaders on an object or on a mission with a total of 3 or more blue pips or intelligence skills, then that could mean trouble as well. They didn't draw any project decks, so it couldn't mean that they are building an interdict or anything like that. Piat is possibly on, like, yeah, I think Piat is someone who we have to respect as well, because his action card could deny us retreating. If they use also to catch the fleet on Bespin, that means we play the Corellian Corvette card to cancel the Death Star combat card, and then try to block as much damage as we can and then fly away to Endor or to Hot. Another problem could be them having draw them out. That would be a really big problem. But I mean, like, the thing is, you cannot be prepared to any and every mission that the Imperials can have. So yeah, they play Catch Them by Surprise. Okay. So that, I mean, I have mixed feelings about that. Like, on one part, I'm happy that I don't have to play around that card anymore, like in the rest of the game. And I think we are fine. Just sending Dodonna here to find a retreat from there. Yeah. But they have no ground units to cover and reveal the hot base from Mustafar, so that's fine too. And we can leave a few ground units on Bespin to really blockade the Imperials deploying anything. Yeah, right. So we will play outrun them. Hopefully destroy a few TIE fighters and block whatever they play. They either play the Death Star combat card or the TIE fighter combat card. Oh, they actually wanted to flip the order. No. They also cannot retreat from this combat because they have the Death Star present. Now there is no one on missions who could score secure the plans, so we don't have to worry about that, at least during this turn. Okay, they try to kill the Y-Wings and the Corvette. Hopefully we can save some of those. That doesn't look too promising. Okay, so we can save a Y-Wing, we can save the Corvette. We can get rid of 2 TIE fighters, which really makes our job easier against the Death Star later on. Yeah. They might have the action card that lets them get a leader back after we retreat. We could go to Hot or Endor. Endor would be like the kind of the deceitful play. But I think we'll just play it safe and go back to Hot. Yeah, there's the action card. Yep. Track them, so they get also back. That's fine. Okay. That's all good. So we don't have to worry about that anymore either. I think we start with Heist. Yeah. Okay, so we draw an objective, which is the Death Star plans. So we can attack with Wedge next turn. And now, yeah, now they are having a problem, because if they attack with the Death Star, we still have a Y-Wing up over Hot. So, like, we could potentially survive with it and score 1 in a million with Wedge and destroy the Death Star. Yep. That's a problem. They have to respect that. Now retreating back to Mustafar sort of makes sense. Because then they have a shield bunker there. Yep. All right. Okay. So, so we could either try to get rid of the shield bunker with sabotage or with public uprising. What I would like to do is place Wedge to Mustafar and then place Sabotage there, but the problem is that they might be sitting on a capture with Boba Fett. They are likely sitting on a capture with Boba Fett. So that would leave them a window where they can capture Wedge, especially since Vader is in the same system as well. So I'm wondering if we just attack next turn on Mustafar instead of now. And what we do now instead is play Public Uprising over Geonosis, send Wedge there as a combat leader, destroy the Star Destroyer there. Yeah. And then lock all those ATSTs on Geonosis. Yeah, I think that that's a good plan. And they don't really have anyone to help them out. Another thing we could do is try to place Sabotage just the way we are now, and if we roll high, then we attack next turn and destroy the Death Star. Yeah, let's start with that. Maybe if we get lucky. If we don't, we just do something else. Yeah, they blocked it. Okay. Okay. So, yeah. Alright, a blind side capture. Alright, they are capturing Lando or trying to capture Lando. And they do capture Lando. Now, do they have any follow-up? Well, they don't have retrieve the plans. They cannot have that right now. The worst they could do is to turn Lando to the dark side, or they could try to. If they are playing the expansion deck, which we still don't know about. So if they do that, then maybe they can like pull units from the base, which would be horrible because the Death Star is, well, you cannot destroy that right now with the shield bunker there. So I think we move out from the base. We can attack either Bespin, or do we just straight up attack the... I think we attack from the base, yeah, to Bespin. I don't feel comfortable. Like, the Nebulon could bring some ground troops to try to get rid of the shield bunker, but then we have to survive like 2 turns. I'm not comfortable with that. They can deploy a few stuff next turn, but not too much, and we don't reduce at the end of this turn. Yeah. And they cannot play Planetary Conquest right now. So we just attack from the base. I'm just gonna play, whoops, gonna play Escort, try to block some hits. Let's reroll these 3. Maybe we get a heal. No, we do not. Yeah, alright. So we did lose an X-Wing, but now if they play that annoying capture-related card, they cannot pull the fighters out from the rebel base. Only the ground troops, which they wouldn't want to, because then they just lose the shield bunker. Yeah, they are playing the expansion deck. And that's one of the most annoying cards in the expansion deck. Lets them to draw a probe card, which is not the annoying part. The annoying part is that they get to draw one of our missions from our hand and get rid of it. So in that sense, I'm quite relieved that we have Public Uprising in our hand. I really just don't like the expansion decks. Yeah, okay, so they get rid of Rogue Squadron Raid. That would have been good to play to get rid of the Star Destroyer that's currently on the build pool. We could still try to do Public Uprising. We could still try to do that. Hmm. Alright, let's first get the loyalty on Geonosis, and if they don't move out from there, then we try to get the... Public Uprising there. Now, I know that I'm not working towards the Nahatta loyalties, but at the same time I really don't want to before I can score 2 loyalties in the same turn. Okay, they try to get rid of our loyalty on Mustafar. They do. That's fine. I don't think they can... Oh, they can play Tarkin's card to get their own loyalty there. Yeah, fine. Okay. Yeah, and so there is no subversion with Palpatine now that he's been played, so I think we just go for Public Uprising. Yeah. Let's see if they send Ozil or not. Just gonna go with a Nebulon and 2 Y-Wings. That should be likely enough to destroy the Star Destroyer. Hopefully. So if they send also, they can try to retreat to Naboo or maybe Rhodia. I think we go for it. Yep, they play Overwhelming Presence. If they save the Star Destroyer, at least that card is also out of play from next turn when we will attack Mustafar. Okay, so we did get 2 more crits from the Nebulon. Hopefully they don't heal. Okay, no healing. Great. I'm going to stay. And we also do score Rebel Sword. So we stay because, like, we will lose the Nebulon this way, but I really just want to blockade Geonosis. And I think we just play Ion Blast to get rid of the TIE Striker. And we're looking for a heal. And maybe another heal. Okay. Alright, so we actually did preserve the Nebulon here. That's nice. So this is very annoying. Now they have like 5 ATSTs sitting on Geonosis that cannot really do anything. Yeah, they're Starking's card. Sure, sure. Okay. I don't think that getting loyalty there will help them so much. Like, us losing loyalty on Vespin is kind of like, it's bad because we cannot deploy there, but we could only deploy like ground units, and I don't think those would help us all that much. So now that we don't have to be afraid of Ozil, I think next turn the first thing we do is that we attack Mustafar and destroy the Death Star. And I think we are then in a position where they are very weak on that side of the board. Yeah. They also played both of the missions, Tarkin's mission and Imperial Propaganda, that would let them get rid of a bunch of our loyalties, so I feel a bit more secure about like gaining loyalties in the Nahata region now. We'll pick Chewie because we already had the other leader. Seize control is here now. We will likely play Incite Rebellion to go and score that. Maybe this turn, maybe next turn. Just go and deploy these units to the base. They still don't know if we are on Endor or on Hot, except if they have the Endor objective or probe card. Yeah. So if we take Mustafar, we can then potentially advance from there to the Dagobah and pick up the token, the raid outpost token, and score another point. Something we would be worried about is planetary conquest. So maybe, like, since we don't have any space units on the base that are on the, like, how to say it? So, like, that are not on the board. So if we moved, like, the space units from Hot, then I would like to leave Chewie back because he can oppose then that mission. Since now Boba Fett's blind side has been played. There's still... oh, they recruited Jar Jar. Okay. That's actually pretty bad. That would mean they can destroy the Nebulon. Such a ups and downs. Just when I thought that we can make a Death Star trench run at the start of the game. Okay. So what are we doing now? We want to play Infiltration again because the next card coming up is a card that we don't want. Like, I think it's Rebel Cell, and I would rather draw something else. Although playing Rebel Cell over Rylot would be... Yeah, that would be actually kind of good. Nah, I don't think I will do that. I would rather... do I wrap it? Like, I could wrap it the Nebulon back. So that Jar Jar's action card is not a problem. Decisions. So I think we place Leia to Incite Rebellion. Mot Muggles to gain a loyalty. Are we just going to brute force our way through this battle? We could, I guess. We could try. Okay, so they are swapping one of the TIE fighters to an AT-AT, that's fine. Yeah, I think we'll rapid the other Nebulon back and still attack this turn. And so if they use Jar Jarod to blow up the Nebulon, we get another Nebulon to play with next turn. Yeah, I think that's the plan. Dodonna is going to infiltrate. I think we play Chewie with prepare for battle so he can then stay back and block and sabotage with Medine, and then we attack on the first turn with Wedge. Okay. Now what do we bring? Well, we definitely bring the Nebulon. I want to leave at least a single fighter. Yeah, I think we leave the Y-Wing on hot. So even if this attack fails, they likely don't risk moving there. Or maybe we bring it and then if they play Jar Jar's card, we try to just get away. And yeah, I don't know. It's a tricky situation. Like so many outcomes, possibly. So yeah, we definitely attack. We bring these guys. And we bring the transport and the Moncal and the Corvette, and we do bring these troopers to deal with the AT-AT and the shield bunker, and I think we leave the Y-wing just so that if they play, even if they play Planetary Conquest, yeah, like worst case scenario, we still have a fighter over the base. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, here's Churchyard, okay. Okay, that's alright. That means the fleet is locked down. So we just have to survive and then retreat to Hot. And we will leave some troopers here and destroy the shield bunker and the AT-AT with those guys. We'll still play fleet logistics. Yeah, block some hits and still flip the order. Okay, well that's not a lot of hits. And Churchyard cannot reroll too many dice. Well, let's hope we save some of those fighters. Okay, well at least we save one. Let's reroll the rest. Okay, so what we can do is save the X-Wing, I think. Oops, yeah, we cannot heal. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so we destroy the TIE Fighter, we damage the Star Destroyer. Okay. Well, we still have a fighter on the base, so that's good. And we will get the Nebulon and another fighter from Geonosis with rapid mobilization. I think we use tow cables. They already played track them, so that cannot come into play. This fleet is definitely locked down for this turn. Yeah, just tow cable it. Okay, so this is good enough to heal our troops. We reroll this one dice. I think I just deal 3 damage to the shield bunker and hope that they cannot heal either that or the AT-AT. Okay, there is some damage but no healing. So with that I think we... Oh dang, I had a Corvette. Yeah, so yeah, this is why partially I don't like this mod. Because yeah, so the Corvette did not spawn to the battlegrounds after we started the battle, and so yeah, it would have dealt 1 more damage. Okay. Anyways, well, we have a chance to destroy the Star Destroyer. We could basically guarantee destroying the Star Destroyer this turn. And they played the Death Star Super Laser Blast. What do they have left? They have... Oh, the Interdictor card and something else. Oh, the Capture card, yeah. The problem is that Death Star could really like ruin our day. Um, uh, yeah, no, let's stay for one more turn. Maybe it's a greedy play, but this way we get all of the cards back, even without having to play Chewy. So we definitely will have the Nebulon card next turn. Yeah. Oh, wait. Yeah, so they roll first, because we flipped the order last turn. No healing. Yep. That's good. It's only a single hit as of now. There's another, so they can potentially kill the Corvette or the transport. Let's try to heal. Okay. So we heal that. We destroy the Star Destroyer. And then I retreat. And I think we leave... Actually, yeah, I will leave all 3 units. Just so that even if they play Suntirfel's card to remove 2 health worth of units, there is someone left to blockade Mustafar, so they cannot deploy anything else there, so it's just the lone Death Star there, and we can definitely destroy that lone Death Star at the start of next turn. Oh shit, okay. Yeah, alright. So they blow up Mustafar. Okay. I rarely see super laser being used in other cases than as a winning play against the rebel base. Okay. So what do we do now? I really don't want them to be able to score, to be able to deploy to Bespin next turn, and they gained the loyalty there with blowing Mustafar up. So we have to, I think we have to really just go and get that loyalty from them. Yeah. Okay. And then I'm not sure if we play Prepare for Battle because I don't know. It would be nice to have Chui back to block, but at the same time... No, I think it's important to have Chui back to block. Yeah. Because if they reveal the base, then that means we cannot rapidly mobilize the Nebulon and the Y-Wing back to the base, and then the Death Star is pretty deadly. Although we could try to score a Death Star trench run with just the Y-Wing, but without the Nebulon and without another fighter, it's problematic. So where do we want to play and score seize control? I don't think there is any place right now where we could, so we'll likely do that on, I don't know, somewhere like Naboo. Okay, they play Rule by Fear on Corellia. Okay, let's do Prepare for Battle. So, where is a place where they wouldn't want to oppose Magito? Likely. Okay, so we get Chui back to block or to help with the sabotage, and we get all of our cards. Ah, yeah, it has to be a subjugated system. He's right. Yeah, I sometimes forget about that. Let's play it on Botvo. still not opposing. We get our cards back. He has Ozul and Taj on a single mission, but he already played the single project card that he drew, which was Super Laser, so I don't know what this could... Ah, this is the card that lets you deploy to the Death Star system. Yeah, that other annoying card from the expansion deck. Okay, that's why he blew up this, because he couldn't do it if he had Rebel troopers there. So what could he deploy? Star Destroyers, Assault Carriers? Well, is there anything we could do about that? I don't think so. I really don't think we can do much about that. Yeah. Okay, I think we just buy some time, do the rapid mobilization. Yep, there is Imperial Might. So I'm guessing that will go to Mustafar. Yeah, yeah. Up to 4 units, that's a lot of units. We can basically still guarantee to destroy the Death Star because there is no planet to deploy a shield bunker to anymore. They cannot move first with Ozil, they don't have fully operational anymore. Yeah, and we still have the Mongol and the Corvette to go up against the Star Destroyer. Okay. So, yeah. This could still be some like really problematic capture related stuff, like I don't know, like retrieve the plans or something, but we have Chewie back here, so that's good. I think we infiltrate. Let's infiltrate on Naboo, yeah. So I don't really want Rebel Cell. Like, that is a card that cannot be scored. It just helps you score other stuff. And the only thing it would help us with is support of the Huts, which I intend to score anyway later on. I think we just pick Show No Fear, even though it's a very, like, it's a good card once you get it going, but it's very slow to get that thing going. It takes some time to play it at the end of your turn instead of something else that would score you a point instantaneously. Yeah, so I think we just leave Chewie back, do the sabotage without Chewie helping. Okay. Let's see what Boba Fett is doing. Oh yeah, they had hunt them down. So that's a problem, because well, it would leave the Nebulon intact, but it would destroy the Y-Wing. I'm fine with that. I'd rather have the Nebulon back on the base. We will go into a production turn this turn, so the base will produce a fighter anyways, so we can build an X-Wing, we have the Y-Wing on hot, we attack with both, with the support of the Nebulon. Yeah, I think that's good enough against the Death Star. And so we just, whoops, not a speeder. We get 3 troopers. Yeah, I think we just hold them back and don't risk anything going bad here. Yeah, okay. And so that scores us seize control. And I will leave the sabotage up on Naboo. And Chewie does nothing. And we move the Nebulon back to the base. Okay, so I think we'll pick up one more Vanguard and the Trooper and we build an X-Wing. Is that right? Yeah. So this is another thing why the hot base is sometimes better than the one on Endor, because now we can, like the Imperials, we usually think that Mustafar is out of reach from the base, but now it's not. Like we can attack directly from the base to Mustafar. Okay, so X-Wing, and I think we place a trooper to the base. Okay. Yeah, now they cannot deploy anywhere near hot. Yeah, like Corellia is like so far back by the time that Star Destroyer reaches hot. It's basically the game is over by that point. I would still like to somehow try and pick up these outpost tokens. That would help us a lot. Sadly, I see no way to do so at the moment. But if we score 2 points by destroying the Death Star, we deploy Show No Fear at the end of the turn. Like, they would naturally know where we are anyway. Yeah. I think we can close this game out in 1 or 2 turns. Most likely 2 turns from now, like this and another one. They still have the action card for Piet and the starting action card. The starting action card is definitely not Tarkin's. It's not Palpatine's, I think. I think they would have used... I don't know if they had the opportunity to use Palpatine's action card, like if they had Palpatine in the leader pool when we had a fight, so if they had the opportunity to send him. Most likely it's Vader's action card, so if we free Lando, they will likely capture someone else. We have to keep in mind that. So yeah, let's play an infiltration again, now that we are drawing phase 3 objective cards. Let's play a build alliance with Motma. I don't see a reason to play Wookiee Uprising anytime soon. It's way too late to play support of Mon Calamari for the cruiser, the Mon Cala cruiser, and for just the loyalty as well. I don't think we will use Rapid. We could use a Sabotage, sure. I don't know where, but it's never a problem. I'm a bit afraid from the draw them out and then Planetary Conquest combo, so I would rather have Choice sitting on Subversion, so he cannot be drawn out. So we can definitely stop a Planetary Conquest. Yeah. We may try to, yeah, we can try to free Lando, like, hopefully after Vader has been played somewhere else on the map. Yeah, and I think we keep Madine back to block anything nasty, and we'll attack with Vage on the first, as the first move. So this is turn 6. And we can finally go in for that Death Star trench run. It was way more complicated than I would have hoped it to be. It was a mistake to place rapid raid outposts on the top of the objective deck instead of Death Star plans. I was hoping that I can pick up a few free outposts with hidden fleets, and I was hoping that he's not daring enough to move towards the fleet and to Mustafar with the Death Star in that turn. Okay, so we have Palpatine back as well as Piet and some others. We have Vader and Boba sitting on likely capture related stuff. Luckily, if we destroy everything here, that also means that Lando is freed. Okay, so let's attack. I'm going to bring these guys. I will also bring a trooper and a vanguard, just so that we can later move to Dagobah and pick that token up. We also move the Y-Wing here. Actually, do we move everything? I don't think we move everything, because then he can play, like, Vader might be on the deploy one ground troops somewhere where there are no rebel units in a remote system card. So we definitely leave something. I think we leave the transport, yeah, and bring everything else. Okay. There's Piet coming in. Okay, we cannot retreat. Alright. Alright. So we are now playing fleet logistics into draw their fire, so block 2 red hits and heal our fleet after we roll and after they roll. Okay, let's reroll some dice. Okay, so let's try to destroy everything except the Death Star. Plus, leaving a transport here is also important because if they somehow manage to play planetary conquest there, we can still, like, we still have a space unit overhot. But with Chui on subversion, I don't think there is a way for them to do so. Okay, so we will heal the X-Wing with the discard, and then we go on to play Death Star plans with 1 million. So the Death Star is officially destroyed. We score 2 points. And we cannot retreat, so let's see if they retreat. If they retreat, they cannot bring Lando with them. And you cannot bring a captured leader with you after you retreat. Okay. Good. So the Death Star has been driven back or destroyed. Imperial units are on the run. And we actually did manage to free Lando. Now they could, yeah, they were on deployment, so it's good that we left that transport overhot. So I think we oppose that just with Medine. Maybe they roll 2 blanks. Yeah, no, they don't. Okay. I don't think there was a better use for Medine after everything happened. Okay. Let's try to sabotage Bespin. Do they send Taj? They might. So we'll play Shonofir at the end of the turn, and we will try to fish for some sort of an objective card that can be scored next turn, like a combat objective. Also, we can just, as a first move, go to Dagobah next turn and pick up that raid outpost token. So yeah, the sabotage field. Let's see what they do. Going to Naboo makes sense. Bringing an infinite supply of ATSTs. I think, yeah, it's only ATSTs. Like, there's no space for any other units on that Star Destroyer. I'll hold on to escape plan. Maybe we want to do like a double move. Let's just use confrontation, whatever. Yeah, okay. So yeah, they are trying to retreat to Dagba. Okay. So we are not going to get that that raid outpost token with all 6 ATSTs sitting on it. Okay, and they leave 1 ATST to try to wrestle back control of Nebu's ground. And we don't get to play a combat card this turn because they played the striker card last turn. And yeah, we are very much dead with that trooper. Okay. So let's see what we're working with. Let's play this on Selekami. Yeah, I don't think they will block it there. Another Death Star plans we definitely don't need. Return of the Jedi, we could try to score. It's just not easy to find an opening where we could do so. But I mean, like right now, Vader is sitting exactly where it could be scored easily if we had the right missions for that. But anyways, they try to detain us on there. Wait. Yeah, definitely going to oppose that with Chewie. What the? Yes, so it would be 6 against 3. I think I trust 6 dice against 3, and I don't waste. Yeah, right. They blanked out. So yeah, I wouldn't have wasted Wookiee Guardian on that. Okay. Okay. We could try gaining loyalty somewhere. There is no capture going on with only Ozul and Jar Jar on missions. It's likely R&D and something else. So Leia will not be played. So where do we... I think we go grab the Nal Hutta loyalty. Start working towards support of the Hutts. Plus, there is no unit right now to cover Nal Hutta, so I don't think it's really that obvious that this is for scoring support of the Hutts and not just for the production from Nal Hutta. So we've seen every action card from the Imperials except a starting action card. And I highly suspect that that's Vader's card. Okay, and we pass. Yeah, and they just gain loyalty on Ord Mantell and remove the sabotage marker from there. Okay. And we're going to play Show No Fear on Hot. It doesn't score anything for us this turn, but it will start scoring objectives next turn. And we can deploy this Vanguard to the base. So we get another copy of Inside Rebellion and plan the assault. That's exciting. That's exciting. So I'm thinking we go back to the base with the ships, and then plan the assault with those ships to Vader's or Palpatine's system. Or we could try to do so with the Inside Rebellion, but like chances are it's gonna be harder to pull off that with Inside Rebellion. Also, that way we are kept safe from this fleet and forces over Dagobah. Yeah, I like that. I like that plan. Okay. So Plan the Assault is being played. I think we do one more infiltration to look at the last two objective cards. I think it's the last two at this point. Have Build Alliance up to finish scoring support of the Huts. Maybe Incite Rebellion, maybe Sabotage. Yeah, and just keep Chewie, Madin, and Welch back on the build pool. Or build pool? On the leader pool. Yeah. Okay. So I think that Shown of Fear alone would win us the game at the end of this turn. Yeah. Because we score one more point and we move the turn marker forward, and then it's a win. It's so hot here. I don't know, like summer really kicked in the last few days. Luckily I'm living on like in a bigger city, but at least on the outskirts, so there are trees and some vegetation and stuff around, and it's not that concrete hell that's inside the city. I think we will see Planetary Conquest maybe played. We'll see. Yeah, let's just use Madine to go back to Hut. Actually, nah. We are just moving these units to the base location, so we don't have to reveal the rebel base when we want to move the units with Dodona's card. Yeah, seems good. Okay, so they gain loyalty on Bespin. That means they cannot take away the loyalty from botfeu and Hata, so we will score support of the huts at the end of this turn. Yeah. So I think we go play Build Alliance on Castle, and hopefully they like first move there from Selukami. Yeah. Okay. And then do a capture with Vader, and if they have done a capture there... Oh, they oppose that. Okay, they chose to oppose it with Palpatine. Yep, they successfully opposed it. Okay, and they are moving from Selukami to there. That's good. With Taj, so I would suspect they will do some capture related stuff there, and they will try to at least. So I think we play the Donus card here. Or maybe we infiltrate first. Yeah, so the thing is, let's infiltrate first. I want more, like, better chances for that to succeed. It's likely going to fail, but whatever. Yeah, okay. So here comes a capture. Yes. That capture is being blocked with Chewie. He has so many, like, blue icons there to oppose this roll or this move. Yeah, let's just bide our time with playing Sabotage. Yeah, let's play it here. It doesn't really matter. Hopefully they have a single other capture with Vader, and they go for this capture against Recon, and then we can fly in and defeat Vader and the only TIE fighter and TIE striker in the system, so they can't even retreat. That would be the best outcome here. Yeah, they move to the debris field that once was Mustafar. That's fine. So I think I play Wedge here just in case. And we'll see what they do. Yeah, R&D. They're holding back Vader. It's possible that Vader was on a capture-related mission, so they cannot play Vader in that case. Alright, let's try to score. Plan the assault. So we have 3 dice against 4, but we have critical success already from Dodona. That's 4, and we got 5 with the crit. I'm gonna bring everything from the base. The transport is already on hot, so we don't have to worry about not having a space unit on the base in case Vader is on Planetary Conquest. We have Wedge here for some good rerolls, and I think we just play Bombing Run. Yeah, alright. So let's reroll some of these dice. Okay, well, we have just enough, actually more than enough, to try and destroy the Star Destroyer and damage to the TIE Fighter. Okay, and that would mean we beat Palpatine in a battle and score Return of the Jedi, and that would instantaneously win us the game. Alright, they cannot retreat now. Yeah, they lose both units. And that closes out the game. Yeah, Vader was on exploit weakness. And they had, yes, they had Vader's action card. Okay, so we did secure this win as well. And we get to go on to the next best of 1 on the lower brackets of the tournament. That's gonna be the last best of 1. I think it's going to be either, well, let me just check on it. It's gonna be either against Combat Wombat, who is a very good player, maybe one of the best players I know, or Anirel, who I don't really know. So we'll see who comes out as victorious from their best of 3, which is in the upper bracket, and whoever loses from them will be my opponent in the next game. And from then on, it's gonna be best of 3s as well on the lower bracket, and then hopefully we, after some while, get back to the finals. Alright, so thank you for watching. I know that it's not like the regular content, or, well, it's not Terra Invicta at least, which I wouldn't call regular. Like, I've been uploading videos there like every once in a while. But most of the people who subscribed did subscribe for more Terra Invicta. But I do have to record these. Well, I kind of would like to record these matches anyway when there is no one to stream them, so that others playing in the tournament can actually see the games that we played. And if I record them when there is no one to stream them, then I might as well just upload them here, for the public. And hopefully some of you enjoyed. And as for Terra Invicta, I've been playing a Jupiter Rush in the latest patch until it's like 2030. But the thing is, like, it gets so tedious to play through a whole campaign after a while. I don't think I will finish that run. Like, it's just too much time investment to play through whole rounds of Terra Invicta and record them, especially to record them. And I will definitely do like a Jupiter Rush with Terra Invicta once the game is out, but before that I think it's just too much of a time commitment for me. And yeah, hopefully you're okay with this sort of content appearing in this channel as well. Okay, so I wish you all the best, and I think I'll go and get a drink because like the heat is killing me. All right, have a good one, everybody.